Shalom, 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 Israel. Shalom. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your time. This is another Thursday night thunder. You muted. You muted.
Khan. Hey,
Man,
welcome, family. Welcome. Hey,
Khan.
you I hope y'all prepared. I hope everybody's in the chat. Y'all ready? Hit that like button. So share it. All right. Let people see what's going on. We about to touch on some current affairs that's going on right now with our kids. All right. But first of all, get your tools together. All right. Make sure everybody prepared. Got your tools. You have your apocrypha. You have your Bible. You have your highlighter so you can follow along. Your pen, your pad to take notes. All right. And this is one of the classes that we have. So you got your Milk Mondays. All right. You got your Tuesdays. All right. You have your Thursday night thunder. You have your Friday night class, which is the cyber class that we have. All right, which is on a call. All right. Check us out on the live on Saturdays as well. Check out the Patreon. All right, get some exclusives. All right, videos that you won't see on YouTube. Check it out. And first of all, before we even start, all praise to the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. We cannot forget to always give honor and praise. But we gotta pray for our brothers too. A lot of our brothers are under the weather right now. So we're gonna set a prayer for them as well too. Please remember them. All right. Hope our elders and our other ones are getting on the road to recovery. 100%. But we're gonna keep them in prayer. All right.
All right. So as y'all can see, title Back to School. Today we kind of want to touch on a couple things real quick. The kids are going back. The kids are either going back or have gone back. Like my kids have already gone back to school, and it's probably some things that's been happening that you might not be aware of. And there are some things even concerning the vaccine and COVID that you might want to be aware of too. That's going on as far as your kids are concerned. So that's why I called this class Back to School. Because we just want to reiterate some things, you know what I'm saying, and make sure that us as parents, we are aware of what's going on with our kids. The minute you take your eye off of what's being taught to your children, that's the minute the devil gonna snatch them up. So you need to be just start trying to do your best to get ahead of things. I'm not going to talk about critical race theory tonight. I know, you know what I'm saying? Right now, that's a hot topic, but I'm not even going to go there yet. I'm going to wait on that one. But yeah, you need to be aware of that too as well. What they're trying to take out of class, of the school, what they claim is critical race theory, and what exactly they do teach in school. I'll tell y'all this right now: they don't actually teach critical race theory in school. They don't actually teach it. It's a bunch of stuff that they add on to it that is taught in school that isn't really actually critical race theory.
Watered down.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The stuff that they're mad about with critical race theory is basically the things that remind them of their own guilt, which they try to get out of there anyway.
All the time.
They don't hold themselves not guilty. You know what I'm saying? They're always that's their end game to make you forget what happened, so we can become one amalgamized group of people. It's just one, you know what I'm saying, one race, as they would put it, one world, a one world organization. That's how they want it to be. If you forget your history, you forget where you come from, they win. If you get, like I said, you got to be ahead of it. You got your kids are what's on the line right now. Your kids are what's on the line. You have to know that they want your child. They want to take out your child. They want to control your child. They want to tell your child exactly what they need him to know and program him to accept their agenda, which is, homosexuality, do as thou will, No, you don't have to. You literally, they're teaching your children. You don't even gotta respect the parent. We're gonna show y'all that in a second. They teach the kids. They don't even gotta respect the parent. You don't even gotta respect the parent. And we're gonna see that concerning this vaccine that the laws they're implementing now for this vaccine for your children. But before we go there, let's see which one of these I want to start with. These are all pretty good. We're gonna start with
Slacky, the one you touch on something there, talking about what they push on our kids, and I remember seeing a little short little video right on the web where it was speaking on this cartoon, like what they used to have the Muppet Babies back in the day, where Gonzo was, I think they had him talking about he wanted to be able to go to the dance and he wanted a nice dress. I'm like, what? Yeah. And the little fairy came and gave him a dress and looked like he was in drag. I'm just like, yo, this it advertised to between the ages of 3 to 8 years old to watch those type of cartoons. I'm just like, they're starting from even then. I was thinking a couple of years ago, they start at 8, 9, but nah, they starting at 3. They starting at 3 to 8 years old.
Yeah. Charlize Theron been teaching her son that he was a girl since he was in diapers. So you know what I'm saying? They get them early. Before we get into anything extra, because I love this. I was raised on this precept, and this precept keeps me going when it comes to my kids. Give me Proverbs 22:6. Before we get into all they wickedness, let's talk about what you should be doing, Israel, first and foremost.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
Train up a child in the way he should go.
Train up your child in the way that he should go. That's a very plain statement, man. Get on your kid's butt early. Let them know this is what your purpose is. This is what you're supposed to be doing. This is why we're here. Keep going.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
He will not depart from it. So if you are taking the time to impart something into your kids at an early age, you don't have to worry about them going to school and deviating or being taught something else because they already know it's been put in them. But we know for the most part, Israel don't do that. Our TV is raising our kids. The teachers raising our kids. The babysitters raising our kids. The neighborhood drug dealer is raising our kids. You know what I'm saying? Every negative influence, the baby is raising your kid. If your kid is listening to music by a grown man called the baby, expect your child to act like a baby. These are the people. These are your kids are going to be influenced by whatever you allow them to see on a regular basis. So if you're not going to be that guiding light, if you're not going to show your children exactly how to show reverence to Yahweh, if you're not going to show your kids how to actually live these commandments, if you're not going to actually show your kids how to do a new moon service. Some of y'all forget, like we just had a new moon. Thank the Adawan for doing the last new moon lesson. We just had a new moon, right? How many of y'all took the time to sit down with your children and go over those precepts with your children? How many of y'all took the time to sit down and actually teach? If some of y'all got little boys, are you teaching your little boy how to perform the new moon lesson? Are you doing that? Some of us don't even want to do it. Some of us don't even, as grown men, don't even want to try to do that for themselves, let alone teach their kids. But this is how we're going to help our children. A little boy that learns the truth at the age of 5, by the time he's 18, he's stronger than every last one of us that you see in this camp right now. I promise you. And he's headstrong at a young age, and he knows his purpose. And he's not going to be swaying back and forth. He ain't going to be dealing with Esau. He ain't going to be dealing with Moabites. You can't tell him you can't just tell him any and everything. All right. Now, the reason why, like I said, I brought that out is because it's on us. First, you gotta actually train your child. You gotta actually tell your child how to live these words out. You can't just sit there and expect your child to just do it because you said do it. You got to teach them how to do it.
Bring it out. I got a precept for you, other one.
Come on, give me 1 second. I just like when you play when you play ball. A lot of us were ex-ball players, right? So when you playing ball, your coach got one or two options. He can tell you how to play the game, or he can make you learn it the hard way. He can put you through strenuous practice. He can make you go up against if you in JV, you got to go up against the varsity. He's gonna tell you a play and expect you to learn that play, and he's not gonna keep reminding you how to do it. He's gonna expect you to learn that play, and you have to perform in every situation he puts you in. The Most High do the same thing. And then he teach you how to do it so you can teach your children how to do it. That's how this works. That's how this works. Your parents should have taught you a set of guidelines. If your parents didn't teach you a set of guidelines, then you probably went through some rough stuff at a young age. You had to learn it the hard way. That means that's like the coach put you in the game. It's you can say you're a football player and it's fourth and 5, 10 seconds left. Coach puts you in the game at the slot receiver and say, we running this out route. You need to get out of bounds before the clock run out so you can kick the field goal. You ain't never ran the out route. Hey, man, you got to make it work. You got to make it work. You got to learn under pressure. The last thing you want, though, is to put your kids through this pressure. That's the last thing you want to do, man. Go ahead with your precept, King.
Khan. This is 1 Kings chapter 2, verse 2. It says, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man, and keep the charge of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments, and his judgments, and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whatsoever thou turnest thyself, and whithersoever, Slakia, thou turnest thyself. So the same thing we as an example, the Bible always give us examples too. So as you brought that scripture out, it reminded me of this because we do have an example to lean on, right? So this is showing where King David was speaking to his son Solomon and give him the charge to lead him up in the right way, to guide him in that path that he won't leave, right? So he set those guidelines like you just mentioned that we need, right? So we do have examples that we can lean on. We just have to take advantage of them.
Matter of fact, give me Deuteronomy 11 and 18.
Khan. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11, verse 18. Therefore shall ye lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be as frontlets between your eyes.
Therefore shall you lay up these words of mine in your heart and in your soul. You gotta take this in, you gotta consume this. It's gotta be a part of you. You know what I'm saying? Like we always do on Christians all the time. Well, if you say the laws are done, you say we in the new covenant, then that means the law should be on our heart. We should be following these. Everybody should be following these. There should be no war. There should be no crime. There should be none of that. Why don't we see that happening? That's because that's not. We haven't hit that. We ain't got there yet. 2, these laws are not on our heart. Nobody is taking the time to actually learn these and teach these to their families, and so that the people you teach are always going to actually go out or supposed to actually go out and touch other people. If you're not touching somebody, then they're not touching anybody. It's not spreading. This can't. It's like a Paris. We it's like living with a disease, and you know what I'm saying? You don't actually do what it takes. You don't follow a regimen. You don't take your herbs on time. You ain't drinking healthy teas. You ain't eating properly, and so that disease is spreading. But if you take that herb, if you take that medicine, and then you allow it to work in your body, it spreads to your body. It gets rid of that sickness. It gets rid of that disease. It does the work for you. Well, keeping the commandments does the work for you.
That's facts.
It takes all of that nastiness, that festering about your system. You know what I'm saying? It gets that, it coughs that mucus out. It's hard. It hurts sometimes too. Realizing how bad you are a person, it's not actually fun. You know what I'm saying? Knowing the things that you do wrong is not going to actually make you feel good. That's it's not going to do it. It's going to hurt. So you know what I'm saying? You need to actually get further and more in depth into it to actually get through what you're going through. And the same thing goes with your kids. When they walk out of your house and they get ready to get on that bus, they're gonna get hit with 14 different temptations in that day. It's up to you to teach them how to get through it. It's up to you to teach them how to deal with it. Read verse 19 for you.
Verse 19. And ye shall teach them your children, speaking of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up.
Time. Teach it to your kids. Teach it to your kids. You're gonna see that over and over and over in the scriptures. You gotta teach your kids. So with that being said, let's see, is there anything else that I want to do? I'm gonna go into this first one real quick. Let me go into this first one real quick. I'm going to this article. This article is over the school system in Oregon. Oops. Wrong button. Try that one more time. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. All right, so this article is called No Child Left Behind. In the name of equity, Oregon gets rid of math, reading, and writing requirements for graduation. Now, when your child goes to school, when your high schooler gets to a certain point, a certain age, he's required to take certain tests like the SAT, ACT, and things like that. He wants to move on, he wants to go to college, or she wants to go to college, then they have to pass with they have to get a certain requirement in class, and they have to pass these tests. Well, Oregon feels like, you know what? We want to help our disenfranchised, lesser taught minorities to get through. So we'll just take away some of those things that they actually should be learning on a regular basis. Just take that away. See, in an attempt to have equitable graduation standards, the state of Oregon is doing away with the requirement that high school seniors demonstrate proficiency in reading, writing, and math before graduating. In other words, your kid can be dumb as a rock.
That's what they want, though.
That's exactly what they want. They need to make it okay for you to be stupid, for your children to be stupid, because if they're stupid, they don't think for themselves. If they don't think for themselves, they'll do whatever they're told to do. And you remember, slaves couldn't read or write or do math either. So we gave these Negroes a little too much education. Let's tone it back a little bit, because they starting to know a little too much. Now they starting to figure out who they are. And they starting to want to rebel a little bit. All right, so quick facts about this. The Oregon governor, Kate Brown, it's a Democrat, Senate Bill 744 she signed the Senate Bill 744 on July 14th. All right. The bill drops the graduation requirement requiring students to show that they can read and write proficiently and do high school level math. Wait, if they don't have to read and write proficiently or be able to do high school level math, how are they going to get a job and take care of themselves? What are they going to be doing?
The same bottom jobs that we've been scraping them up, like McDonald's and stuff like that, 45, 55-year-olds, still at McDonald's because that's the only thing they could do.
You got to think about this. They want to make it okay for your kid basically not to know anything. Well, we already know how our kids think anyway. They know a lot about Fortnite and TikTok and You know, ain't they tell you all about that. They can't tell you none of their history. They can't tell you none of why we here. They can't tell you what it takes to get up out of these situations. They don't know none of that. But then again, did you teach them any of that either? Or did you rely on the school system, which clearly don't care about your kid, to teach them?
That right there, everyone. I was just about to say that because we've been dependent on them, and when they come home, we just let them chill. Okay, well, you've been at school, not even paying attention. Okay, what are you learning in school? Come, you show me, you teach me what you learned at school today. You know what I mean? Let me make sure you're learning what you learn. This is what my dad used to do us. You know what I mean? Just to make sure we paying attention. You see what I'm saying? Because you never know. You at home. Go ahead, Adwan.
That's the basis. We do that to our prospects. Teach them something. Then right now, you teach it to him.
You teach me. Let me know what you got.
Yeah, we do it. We do that to our. I mean, that's basic. That's how you know something. That's how you enforce stuff and make it stick. That's what you got to do. Now check this out. Check this out. The subjects of reading, writing, and arithmetic used to be the 3 fundamental pillars of education, and have long been considered indispensable for society. Indispensable. You can't get away. You have to have this. Math is universal. No matter what language you in, 4 is still going to be 4. 2 plus 2 is going to equal 4. 5 times 2 is going to equal 10. That's universal. It can never change. As long as you got these fingers, you can always add it up to 4 or 10 or whatever number you're trying to get to. An indicator of process in any culture is the percentage of people who can read and write. Yet in Oregon now, progress is being replaced with supposed equity. Hey, listen, Black Lives Matter people. All you people that wanted equality, listen very closely. Oregon said, replacing this was that equity y'all wanted. Y'all wanted to be equal? Fine, we're going to make sure your kids pass at a lower rate. Dumb as hell.
But they passed, though.
But they passed.
So you're supposed to be happy. About that. Gift destroyed the heart.
Get that verse.
The gift is that I'm gonna allow your kid to pass, but what's this gonna destroy him is he don't have no knowledge. Con. All right, sit down. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 7, verse 7. Let's lock here. 7 verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyed the heart.
It's already oppressing enough. I know people that went to school and said it was like going to jail every day. Like it's already oppressing. It's oppressing. Hey, look, to me, oppression was having to be taught by white women that, you know what I'm saying, they are the top, the most feeble person on this planet was telling me she's above me and how my history starts in slavery. That was oppression. Then I couldn't imagine if they told me this if around about 17. Oh yeah, your test scores won't even matter. You're going to pass regardless. You know how many I'm gonna say, you know how many Negroes there are that will just stop functioning. They'll go to school to go to sleep. They're not even gonna function in class no more. They setting this up. They want us to be able to be like, you know what, forget it. Get it. As long as my child passed, I'm good. I've heard parents say, as long as my child passed this year, I'm good. They don't even care if their child get A's and B's. You don't even want to set a standard for your kid.
A lot of times these parents feel like it's work to teach their kids. So at that point, they feel like, hey, that's something less for me I had to worry about. So and that's the level that we set ourselves at. We put the bar so low, you can't pass below it.
Now, on July 14th, as we said, Governor Kate Brown signed Senate Bill 744, which removes the requirement that graduating seniors must be able to show that they can read, write, and do high school level math. Wow, here's the kicker. That bill wasn't made public until 2 weeks ago. Until 2 weeks later. Moreover, there were no signing ceremonies or press release, and she has yet to make any comments on the law. So she didn't even want to tell people that she made this law. But I wonder why. Let's read the next paragraph. However, when pressed by the Oregonian Charles Boyle, the governor's deputy communications director, replied in an email statement that the bill will benefit Oregon's blacks, Latino, Latina, Latinx, Indigenous, Asian, Pacific Islander, tribal, and students of color. I mean, they pretty much named all people of color. So I don't know who the other students are. I guess, but they do good in school. So I really don't know who else some other people of color are. Them other students of color are, man. But look, who they specifically said this is going to benefit: black people, Latinos, Latinx. Look at the first three, and indigenous.
Mm-hmm.
You, Israel, this setup that benefits you, because this is what they think about y'all and your kids.
Mm-hmm.
That should hurt. That should make you think. That make you think, yo, what are they really teaching my children? What do they really believe about my kids?
Slakia, worse than that. What do they believe about me to think that I'm gonna just accept that right there and be cool with it, right? Because that's just saying, as a parent, I don't give a shit about my kid, because not only you're gonna tell me that it's a necessity. I'm using the wrong word. It's necessary for the people to have. You know what I mean, that reading and math and these different things is important for us to have it for society. But then you take that same thing away and say, I'm gonna let you slide through without it. But this is what I need to make it. Mm-hmm. And then what you gonna tell me? Hey, we helped you get through. So now that you got help getting through, it should be easier for you. Why are you complaining? Right. This is what they're gonna boil back to, right? But that's where it takes the parents, where they say shouldn't be dependent on the teachers. You should be teaching your child at home. You shouldn't wait for them to tell your kids certain things. You should let them know. And that's why I tell my wife, like, my daughter she gonna be understanding certain things from scratch. You gonna understand the truth, but you can play their game, you know what I mean? But you gonna understand what's going on. You gonna know what the real deal is. So when they try to lie to you, you don't go and just believe anything they tell you, right? A lot of times they try to tell you half the story and not the whole thing, but just tell them both sides and give them the truth and let them know what's going on out there. And they could see for themselves, because these kids are smart, man. If you give them a chance, they're very smart. I yield the floor, man.
I said, how many of y'all gonna stand up and demand a better education? Y'all not gonna demand a better education, man. Y'all not gonna show this to people. Y'all not gonna go take this information and show it to your relative. If they did it in Oregon, it's just a matter, and they ain't even have to tell people in Oregon. They just put it in there.
Done.
So how many of y'all gonna actually spread this around? Because it's way easier. Because a lot of us, like, it is way easier to let your kid go to school and be taught whatever, and then all you got to do is make sure his homework done on time, than to actually teach the counterpart of what they're doing to it, so that your kids get both sides and understand. But I just wanted to give y'all a quick look at that, so y'all can have that heads up. I'm moving on to something else. It's a tough subject, but we gotta talk about this. All right, I gotta show y'all this real quick. Let's see. See it? Some children can get vaccinated for COVID-19 without parental consent. Now, they want to implement this into school. They want to implement this into so that when your child goes to school of a certain age, they can walk up to your kid and say, hey, it's not really safe for you to be walking around in here. Most of the other students are vaccinated, so why don't you go ahead and just take this vaccine real quick? Your child, if they haven't been taught right, if they don't understand what's going on in this situation, they don't know what all is in that vaccine, and you haven't properly talked to them about it and help them make the decisions, it's probably out of peer pressure and wanting to still be around with their friends, not wanting to get kicked out of school, and probably not wanting to get in trouble or hear from you why they got kicked out of school. Is probably going to take that vaccine.
You know they're gonna use that peer pressure. That same thing what you just said. Oh, you're not gonna be able to be with your friends and stuff. And that's exactly what they're gonna be like. Oh, I can't be with my friends. Hold up. I could make a decision on my own, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's watch this video. Let's see. Let's see how in depth they go into it. Put a 7 in the chat if you can hear the video.
They don't know if there's a mature minor. Yasmin says she doesn't feel comfortable with her kids getting the shot without her.
Sorry,
It's a law that could boost those vaccinations. Providers will be able to. It's a law that could boost those vaccination numbers and frustrate some parents at the same time. Providers will be able to legally vaccinate some children without parental consent.
News Channel 5's Alexander Cohen talked with a concerned parent and the state health department about that law.
Children 12 and up can now get the COVID-19 vaccine. For Yasmin Hassler, she wants her rising senior to get it. But as of now, she plans on waiting for her younger children to get vaccinated.
Yeah, hold on. I had to stop there. Notice she said, "Oh, my senior. I want my senior to get it. So I'm gonna use my oldest child as a guinea pig, but I don't trust this for my little kids. I don't."
Con.
That oldest child need to be like, "Yo, you don't want it. I don't want it. You ain't finna guinea pig me."
To just see how this kind of plays out. Recently, parents discovered that older children can get vaccinated without their parents' consent in some cases. The verbiage that's used is called a mature minor, so it's up to the doctor's decision. I don't know, because I feel like that's an oxymoron.
Back. Did y'all hear what she said? The verbiage is called a mature minor. And then right behind it, she turns around and says, so it's up to the doctor's decision. They convince your kid it's their choice. It ain't. Watch.
So it's up to the doctor's decision. The verbiage that's used is called a mature minor, so it's up to the doctor's decision. I don't know, because I feel like that's an oxymoron, to be honest. They don't know if there's a mature minor. Yasmin says she doesn't feel comfortable with her kids getting the shot without her. So I was really shocked and slightly frightened about the prospect. The law is known because juveniles can get birth control and other care without their parents knowing. I understand that, and I feel like that's different just because it's keeping them, I don't know, from being a young parent, and we don't know much about COVID vaccine with kids.
Wow.
Local departments have been instructed to follow the law. A statement from the Tennessee Department of Health said in part, the mature minor doctrine has been present in Tennessee since the 1980s. Tennessee is like many states in this regard, including several southeastern states such as Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, and South Carolina. We checked in with Williamson County schools and metro schools. They don't currently plan on administering the vaccine in the classroom. I think talking to your kids and having a very open conversation is the most important thing, which is what we've done. Reporting in Brentwood. Alex.
See, even she said, talk to your damn kids, please. You don't talk to your kid. This what happened. Even she said that.
It's like that was an oxymoron. Other one that says a minor. Oh, it says mature minor. That doesn't even sound right. What's a mature minor?
It doesn't exist.
Confusion.
It doesn't. It just doesn't exist. Not FDA approved, man. Not FDA approved. I mean, it's not like the FDA really care about us anyway, but it's not FDA approved. FDA approved food, and you should definitely not be putting in your body. But that's a whole nother subject, right? Now, understand what we just saw. You have to understand what we just looked at. They are already implementing laws and rules so that your children can make decisions without you. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest part of this. Your children can make decisions without you.
Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
And when they started that, when they started doing, when they started allowing kids to say or asking them, "Are you being abused at home?" And now they could call 911 on their parent and stuff. That's where they started that, and now it's just added on to be like, okay, well, since we're able to do that, now we could do this. So.
Hey, that shows how much we don't discipline our kids. because they started that. They implemented that when I was in high school. Like, yeah, if you your parents is doing this, this, and this, you would call the police on them. As soon as my dad heard that, he was like, "I wish you would." First of all, pack your bag to go with them when you call them, and two, I'm gonna whoop your right in front of them to let them know. And if they try to stop me, I'm whooping them too. I would. He would dare us to call. Go ahead, I would dial it for you. Go ahead. Just go ahead. Just know you ain't coming back in here. So go ahead, knock yourself out. You know what I'm saying? And it set us. It got me straight. Like I'm scared of him, and I'm scared of them. So I did that.
You saying that? My dad whooped my butt one time, and I was like bawling all loud and stuff. And somebody outside heard me bawling. I'm gonna call police. My dad was like, "If they call police on me, I'm gonna whoop your ass when the police get here." You know what I'm saying? For making someone there know, like if I was killing you or something, you make all the damn noise. And so it was like, but at the same time, the same way how we had that fear for our parents, the same fear that the Most High wants us to have for him. It ain't that you fearing him, you fearing the judgment that comes for you not listening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing that they was implementing by having that correction over you. When they're out of hand and they have no guidance, it's easier for them not to obey the Most High because they already didn't have no upbringing, they already had no order. You see what I'm saying? They already wasn't taught nothing. But if you are teaching your kids certain things, they already have something instilled in them. So now when you start showing them certain things, they could actually have a humble spirit to take it in. Right? Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah. While you saying that, give me Ephesians 6:1.
Khan. It says 6:1, correct?
1 through 3.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. To honor thy father.
Slack it. Children, obey your parents. There's a clause there in the Lord. Obey your parents and what they instruct you to do in the Most High. You know what I'm saying? If your parents are teaching you wickedness, you're not obligated to follow that. So any kids that's watching, I'm not telling y'all to be openly defiant to your parent. That's against the law. What I'm telling you, you don't have to follow any wicked commands. Keep reading that.
Khan. Honor thy father and thy mother, which is the first commandment with promise.
What? Which commandment?
Which was the first commandment with promise.
Honor thy father and thy mother. Honor thy father and thy mother. Take heed and obey to what your parents are actually showing and telling you. Hey, it's gonna be hard for some of y'all. Some of y'all can't wait to show that verse to your kids. But you know what the problem is with that? Those same ones can't wait to show that verse to your children are the main ones that ain't taking the time to instill these laws, statutes, and commandments into your kids. You just want them to do what you tell them to do. You're not teaching them properly. You're not teaching them in the Most High. You're not doing the things that you need to do as a parent that He set up for you. Some of y'all can't even remember the time when you would obey your parents. Some of y'all turned 18 and was like, I'm out of here. I'm gone. Some of y'all did it when you was 13. I'm out. I'm done. I ain't got to listen to this. I ain't got to take this. And you've been stubborn and hard-headed ever since. You ain't even went back and repented and asked your parents for forgiveness for the stuff you did to them. But you think the Most High gonna deal with you. Some of y'all watching this right now have some issues with y'all parents that y'all have yet to actually reconcile with. And you think the Most High happy with you, and He ain't. He ain't. You still in defiant. You still defiant. Some of you is still got daddy issues, and you defiant to not just your daddy. You defiant to your husband. You defiant to every Hebrew Israelite man that just look at you and tell you, hey, look, you can do better than that. You don't tell me what to do. You don't tell me how to live. You're right. I don't. Your husband do. He don't tell me nothing either. Nobody own me. Then you'll turn around and say only God can judge me. He already did. And he gave you a head to tell you how not to go off. And you don't want to listen to either one of those things. So, hey, look, man, this is what it is. Some of you Jakes don't know what it means to be a leader. And you're trying to figure out why your children don't listen and why your rib don't listen, because you haven't taken the time. First, you had to learn how to be a good soldier, a good follower. Then you could have learned how to be a good leader. If you'd listen to your family, if you listen to them elders in your family, you'd learn how to follow. If you'd listen to those ones that actually had a little bit of wisdom, you'd have learned how to be a good leader. And I said I was blessed to have both of my grandfathers and my dad in my life. I learned real early. Shut up, be quiet, and pay attention. Peep what's going on, keep your mouth shut. Then when it's time for you to talk, we'll listen to you because you've been watching any and everything.
Come.
Some of y'all children don't know that. Some of y'all don't know that. Some of y'all still don't know how to actually learn something and learn in silence. Some of you Eves, it's impossible for you to learn in silence. The very thing that they send your kids to school to do, your kid ain't in school. If you'll chastise your kid for acting out in class while the teacher talking. But some of y'all come to camp and talk the whole way through camp. There's somebody right now watching this talking. Right now. Somebody talked the whole way through the last precept we just read. And had to go back and look at it. Oh, what precept was that? But y'all expect y'all kids to have some discipline and some decorum. Where's yours? Where yours at, man? What else? Did you finish that out? Well, you got something?
No, I was just gonna it's basically the same thing. You say you want to read through 3?
Yeah.
Con. Well, I was gonna touch on that, talking about that promise, talking about, because that was like the first note that come with promise, but 3 explains that. You see what I'm saying? That's what I was saying, so that's why I just dropped the precept. So verse 3, that it may be well with thee, and that mayest, and thou mayest live long on earth.
Honoring, listening to your parents, man, not being grievous to your parents is a way to almost guarantee long life on this earth. And that means it's a lot of us that dishonored our parents. There's a lot of us dying at 40, 35.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Some of us get taken out here extra early. So a lot of us went out here early. They said we supposed to live to 120. We not making it, man. I mean, it was dishonoring your parents at 10. You was like, forget it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want a long life. I don't care. It is what it is. Take me up out of here. What's up? I guarantee you the most I'll be looking at someone like this fool. This fool, you had no idea what you were set up for. But all right, go ahead, King. Knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. It's the more we look at it, and I hope y'all are paying attention, like I said, because this is about what your kids are having to deal with. Because we about to go into a little video. I'm gonna wrap it up after this video. This last video when we talk about it, but I'm gonna show y'all a video of what they teaching first graders. A video they're showing first graders in New York. Some of y'all not gonna like it. You might have to actually back your kids away from the screen for this last one. But look, listen, your kids are the only ones that you have that you can effectively shape and mold. They're the only people on this planet that you can guarantee that you have a hand in shaping and molding them. If you don't take the time, then expect Esau to do it. Expect Esau to be in the middle of your classroom during the reading time, reading the GBCs. Expect Esau to be in there with a drag queen telling your kid it's okay. It's okay if you want to put on mommy's heels. It's okay if you want to wear your sister's bra. That's fine. You're just exploring yourself. Expect that to happen, and then your kid's gonna come home with an attitude when you make them take the heels off. He's gonna be pissed. he gonna be hot. But my teacher said that I could. No, son, take that off. No, my teacher said, and don't forget, he can call defects on you. He won't let me be me. And what they gonna call you? Insensitive, homophobic.
Everything in the book. They're
Everything in the
gonna
book.
they're gonna label you everything because this is what they're trying to push. They want to be able to say, I should tell your kid whatever I want to tell them, which you can't.
Mhm.
Just like
Mhm.
in slavery days, right? Because they was able to tell your child whatever they want their child to do, and you had to just go ahead, son. Go ahead.
All right. So I don't know if I'm gonna play this one anyway.
You say you thinking twice about it.
Yeah, I'm thinking twice about it, but you know, I'm gonna play this one
I mean,
anyway.
they gotta know. Israel gotta know. You know what I mean? That's the thing. You know, we can't sugarcoat it. And the Most High say, "Spare not." Right? So you know, we gotta bring it out because this is what's going on in the world, and we won't be doing our job if we don't bring it out. So let's bring it out.
All right. Well, this is what they're teaching y'all kids. Hey, if y'all have kids that are a little young and you don't want them seeing certain things, exit, back them away from the screen, mute it or whatever, because they're gonna say some stuff on this video that ain't necessarily for a child's ears, but this is what they're teaching first graders in New York. All right.
Pass it, Squeaks. Whoa, watch it. You almost hit me in the pee-pee. What's so funny, you two? He said pee-pee. Do you notice that when you say pee-pee, you giggle, but when you say penis, you say it in a serious voice? I never noticed that before. Some children and adults feel uncomfortable when they talk about their private parts, so they make up cute or funny names for them. What's one for a girl's private parts? Vajayjay! But what does Scoops mean when he says vajayjay? He means vulva. That's right, Kayla. It's important to use the proper words for our private parts. Why? Because our private parts are just as amazing as our hearts, lungs, brains, or any other of our amazing body parts. But our hearts pump blood, our lungs breathe, and our brains think. All our private parts do is pee. That's not entirely true, Scoops. It is true that a person pees or urinates through a hole called the urethra in the penis. Does everyone have a urethra? They do.
Here come the wickedness, Israel.
It can be harder to see, but girls have a tiny hole in the front of the vulva where urine comes out from their urethra. Urination is actually very important. It helps us get rid of waste, stuff our body doesn't need. Hey, how come my penis gets big sometimes and points up in the air? That's called an erection. Sometimes I touch my penis because it feels good. Sometimes when I'm in my bath or my mom puts me to bed, I like to touch my vulva too. You have a
These are first graders,
Kayla, that probably feels good to touch the same way Keith's penis feels good when he touches it. But have you ever noticed that older kids and grown-ups don't touch their private parts in public? They don't? That's right, Keith. It's okay to touch yourself and see how different body parts feel.
first
but
grade.
It's best to only do it in private. Well, if private parts are so special, why do you cover them up? Because they are private, silly. That's right, Kayla. Because they are private. Hey, Squeaks, pass it. Wait. Okay, I'm ready.
Y'all see that? That's what they showing your first grade. I'm taking it off the screen. That's what they are showing your first grader. I'm sorry. That video is so wicked. It made me laugh earlier. What the hell is this? What is this?
Yeah.
What is that? This is what your child is going to school to hear. God, Fazzo, I hate this place, man. Hate this place. I hate it here. I want to go home. I want to go home. Jaden Smith voice. I want to go home.
Con.
It's absolute wickedness, man. It's absolute wickedness. I'm telling y'all, get ahead of what's going on in your child's school, in your child's class. Get ahead of that. Yeah. What was that preset we had earlier? What we was talking about?
Which one? You talking about the first one?
Uh-huh.
Proverbs 6.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it? No, it wasn't 6. Let me see.
Proverbs 22:6.
That's what it was. 22:6. Con. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
All right. Y'all don't get ahead of this. Your kids is headed for destruction, man.
Con.
Your kids is headed for destruction. Give me Matthew 24:12.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Read that one more time.
And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
All these evil things that you got that we see going on, everything that we got, it got happening, man, because there's so much of that going on. The love of many shall wax cold. The love of many is keeping it's loving your brother, loving your neighbor, teaching them correctly, being there to actually guide them. You know what I'm saying? If everybody is thinking wickedly, if everybody is doing as thy will, is doing as they want to, nobody's gonna be here to teach the kids. Nobody's gonna be here to teach each other, man. And we know that showing love to each other is actually keep correcting each other. We know that's how you actually show love to your brother, is to correct him. How dare you sit here and let somebody abound in their wickedness, or they just constantly doing it over and over and over again, and their life is going to purity hell, and you don't tell them, yo, you living in that situation because you want to change this over here. You sick, you got HIV because you won't stop being a homosexual. You know what I'm saying? You're dying, you're withering away because you won't put that crack pipe down. You can't advance in your life. You keep losing your job because you won't stop smoking that weed. You can't focus during the day because you won't put that bottom down. You a drunkard in the daytime. All this stuff happening back to back to back. Everybody's partaking in something, and they're allowing these vices to control them, man. And when that happens, that's the end. That's the end for Israel. Don't forget the other nations. They weren't given these statutes, laws, and commandments. They weren't given this. They can be as wicked as they want. They can be as wicked as they want. Their time of punishment isn't even here yet. We ain't even got to that point yet, man. Some of y'all praying and hoping for it. Oh, yeah, when it's gonna be their turn? When you gonna learn how to control your situation? Worried about daytime. When you gonna stop yours? The Most High ain't playing no games with us. He ain't playing no games with us, man. We a couple steps away from Jacob's trouble if y'all ain't paying attention. We're a couple steps away from what's actually about to really put us through the ringer. Some of y'all think we've been dealing with hell right now. It In a way we have, but we ain't got to the extra crazy yet. We ain't got to the real stuff yet. You got something, King? You want something?
No, I'll. You good? Go ahead.
Matter of fact, I do want that. Give me that Hebrews 12:6. I did want that one.
Come on. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 12 and verse 6.
Bring it up.
Come on. For whom the Lord loveth, he chastiseth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth.
He didn't say he scorched the heathens. Who he scorched?
He scourgeth every son whom he receiveth.
Every son whom he receives. We know who his sons are, man. It's the same ones that was given the law, statutes, and commandments. That's you. He ain't burning. He ain't upset with Esau being wicked. He created Esau to be wicked. He do a damn good job of it too. He ain't upset with Moab. Go ahead, King. You got something to say?
I was going to read a little further down too.
Go ahead.
It says, if he endure chastising, God dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the father chastiseth not? But 8 says, but if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, that are ye bastards and not sons.
God. God. You know what I mean?
God.
You only dealing with a certain group. The rest of y'all, spittle. Spittle. You know what I'm saying? Adam, Canol's favorite verse. Spittle.
654.
That's what y'all are, man.
God.
But see, a lot of brothers, they don't want to, a lot of people, they don't want that type, they don't want that responsibility of being the ones that's supposed to be that guiding light, that's supposed to be set apart and different. Y'all don't want that. It's scary. I know it's scary. I know it's hard. I know you want to go hang out with your friends. You want that crab, you want that shrimp. I feel you. I understand. Bacon smells delicious, don't it? You want it until you stop eating it, then it make you sick when you smell it.
That's exactly how it works.
That's what y'all want. Some of y'all don't want to be. Some of y'all don't want to be regulated to eating chicken and turkey. You know what I'm saying? Delicious lamb. Oh, yeah, I said it. Lamb. You don't want. Y'all don't. Man, I gotta have lamb chops at least once a week. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love them. Some of y'all don't want to be regulated to that. Some of y'all don't want to be regulated to having to actually celebrate the Sabbath. Y'all don't want that. Y'all don't want that responsibility. You don't want to acknowledge that there's a day when the Most High wants you to actually rest and not do nothing and just chill out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe just hang around your friends for a little while, just chill and rest. You don't want to acknowledge that. You don't want to acknowledge the fact that once a month you're supposed to gather with your peoples and have a feast. You know what I'm saying? Go through a lesson, and then after that have a, you know what I'm saying, small party. We chill. You're supposed to gather together, man, and enjoy each other's company.
I got a precept on that because, like, let me just bring it out. This is Mark 13:13. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. Like you just said, a lot of times, you know, we don't want to be confined to something, doing something good like that, because a lot of times we're concerned about how people are looking at us. Right? We're concerned about how they see us. We're concerned about what they're gonna say about us. Oh, y'all with those camps, or y'all out there doing, you know, following those cults, right? Right? Y'all out there following, y'all doing these different things. You know, we don't have to do that no more. So y'all trying to be over righteous, brother, right? Because all things have changed now. Things is different. It's not like it used to be. No, you changed. You're different. You're not like it used to be.
Right.
It's a difference. They try to make it seem like if the scriptures change, it's the people that's teaching the scriptures who change the teachings. Because I remember I was thinking about that earlier today, Adam. It's funny how we're talking about this now, because earlier today I'm sitting late in the room dealing with a child, And I'm like, when did these teachers change? When did it really start changing in church, where they're making stuff just like a new way of thinking? Where it's like, well, the scriptures, you don't have to do certain things. You don't have to face the east no more. You don't have to, because you could be doing anything when you pray to the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You don't have to respect the grounds that you stand on when you're trying to pray to the Most High now, right? You could be doing anything with them in their mind, and that's how they used to have us thinking. And I fell to it, because I was thinking, you know what? I could be doing anything, and I think about the Most High, and I could give him praise right then. But in the midst of me doing something wicked, I'm talking about giving praise, right? Because he told me I could talk to him anytime.
Right.
But with understanding now, I realize it's certain things we're supposed to be doing that they're not teaching us, right? But that goes back to that. Like I said, you'll be hated by all men for his name's sake, but he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved, right? Because he wants us to do certain things that we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to keep doing it and endure till the end, right? To be saved. But a lot of times, they just want you to change their ways, think new. Forget the old, Let's make our own God, like I said the other day. Let's make our own God and follow our own way now. It's something new in the earth. They forget the whole scriptures. They just close the book and start saying they singing some praises and passing plates around. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, it's crazy how things just change now. Where we just ignore what the books is saying. We rate the book, but then when you open the book now and you start showing them what's in it, all of a sudden the book ain't no good. But you literally was just telling me you teach out the Bible and you study the Bible. But all of a sudden the Bible is an issue with the Bible now.
Yeah. That's because they don't actually read it to actually apply it. They read it so that they can win an argument. That's what they teach their kids. Mm-hmm. So we go right back to teaching your children. This is what we teach our children because we allowing the pastor to lie to our kids, right? And it's going to the schools, it's going, and everything that it is have indoctrination. What was the word I'm looking for? Indoctrinations. You know what I mean? And this is what's going on with our family and with our household. So we have to teach these kids from home. If we don't start and show them some foundation, they could go out there and they will be like a blade of grass. That's wherever the way the breeze blow, they going along with it. Mm-hmm.
Teach them to be a tree trunk. Teach them the different things. You know what? Is different parts of the tree. You could be a tree trunk. You could be a root. You know what I mean? You got some branches that's kind of weak that might break off easy, so you got to watch them. But then you got the leaves that break off real easy, right? So we gotta learn to teach our young ones from the household. Don't depend on Esau to teach your kids nothing, because if they ain't treating you right, they damn sure ain't gonna treat you right.
All right. So, give me Ezra 9 and 12. We're about to get up out of here in a second, Israel. Finish to close this out.
So Ezra 9 and 12.
Because one of our biggest mistakes is we actually believe that Shedamite that's teaching our children has our child's best interest in mind. The Most High had already told us to be separated from that anyway. He had already told us not to believe in nothing that they had for us. But a lot of us really think that we're supposed to literally we're supposed to let our children be taught by them, and that they're going to learn something productive, and that's just it's not reality, man. It's not reality. Read that.
Say, learn of the way of the heathen, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is Ezra chapter 9 verse 12. Now therefore, give not your daughters unto their sons.
Don't give your daughters to their sons. Don't give your daughter to their sons. Your daughter was raised on the straight path. Don't even let her entertain that. Don't even let her go to school with that forethought of, oh, it's okay to even be hanging around him and having friends like that. Yeah, you gotta agree with your adversary quickly. So when your children go to school, you need to be teaching them that, you know what I'm saying? Hey, if the principal say we need you to do such and go to your class, just go ahead and go to your class. Don't be trying to make a scene. Just go ahead and go to your class. Be the smarter person in that situation. Go ahead, keep reading, man.
Khan. Neither take their daughters unto your sons.
Yeah, don't, you know, that's self-explanatory. You don't want to let your son run around with what she saw. You don't want your son running around with Moab. They want to teach him everything contrary to the book. They're gonna teach them everything that their people teach. That's how you get so many Jakes stuck in homosexuality. You know, Jake can't just be gay. Jake got to be flamboyantly gay. Jake got to be the best at being gay. He got to be the most gay person ever to be gay. He got to. He got to be RuPaul. You know what I'm saying? He got to take it there. He going.
And the brothers who have white mothers and stuff like that, they always have more sensitive heart towards the heathens because of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Have an
so
affinity toward that because that's their
right.
mother.
And because that who teaching him? His mother.
The mom.
Khan.
So
it says don't take their daughters unto your sons, nor seek their peace or their wealth forever.
Don't seek their peace. Don't seek their wealth. You sending them. Don't seek their education. Don't send your kids in there thinking that, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna learn something that's gonna benefit them. Nah, they teaching them trash anyway. Teaching them garbage. In the case of what we just saw in Oregon, they ain't teaching them anything at all. They gonna let them pass without learning anything.
That's right.
So when he can't find a job because he ain't qualified, because he can't do the math. He can't drive a car because, you know, he can't even read the street sign. When he gets to that point, he just shit out of luck. Up shit's creek without a paddle, man. He can't do nothing. He done. Finish that off.
Khan. Well, forever, that ye may be strong and eat.
Go ahead.
And eat the good of the land, and leave it for an inheritance to your children forever.
So you're keeping your kid separated and teaching them, taking the time out to teach them yourself, man. Taking the time out to actually show them some things makes them stronger. It gives them a leg up. You know, that one thing that Esau always wanted about him, no matter what we do, they always seem to persevere. You know why we made it through? Why our forefathers made it through slavery? Because they actually followed these laws, statutes, and commandments. Oh, we was put in slavery for breaking them, but then they figured some things out. It's been a slow, steady progression back to where we're supposed to be, but that's when it started. That's when it started. When you keep and we was forced to stay separated from them at that point, because we see what happened. We see what happened once they freed us in the 60s. Everybody wanted to, you know what I'm saying, that one love thing started coming out, and people started wanting to, you know what I'm saying, that sexual revolution was coming, you know what I'm saying, all that messed all that up. But they had to implement that because during
everybody
slavery,
wanted to join,
we was like this. We was like this to make you wonder how to high marriage rate back then. But now we free, got money, so-called money, jobs, nobody whipping us, and marriages in the trash. Because they destroyed the family setup, man. And we didn't follow Ezra 9 and 12. We didn't follow it. We didn't keep our children away from it. We pushed our children into integration. We boycotted for integration to mix with the heathen. That's terrible, man. That's terrible. That's horrible. At some point, we gotta have to stand up on our own 2 feet. We're gonna have to take control of what's going on with our children. We're gonna have to start taking control of what they ingest. I ain't talking about just physically. I'm talking about mentally too. You gotta literally go in there and put blocks on your children's TVs, computers. Some of y'all gonna have to go to the school and say, yo, I do not want my child participating in these events. I do not want my child participating in this class. I already know 2 classes that I have to tell them I don't want my son participating in your sexual awareness class. So he can go to the gym and play basketball for that whole time. Y'all teaching that to these kids. But I know for a fact I have to go up there and do that. I've already did it once. I did it last year. Now I got to do it again. And you think my son's only 10, and I have to take him out of these classes at 10. At 10. So, like I said at the beginning of this, look, no matter what goes on, if you are not prepared to teach your children, you yourself are losing. You yourself are failing.
You froze up on us, the other one.
I'm back. Last thing you want is for your child, be grown and say, yo, my father never taught me that. How did y'all learn that? Yo, I don't know how to be a man. My father never taught me that. I don't know how to take care of myself. My mom was too busy, over here chasing, the next Negro. She wasn't investing in me. I don't know how to clean. I don't know how to clean my house. I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to go to a library and pull a book and see. I can't tell you when the last time I went and read something on my own history. What is the book of Ecclesiastes? I've never heard of that. That's what that's the last thing you want your child to be saying to you, man. Get them started early. You got young kids, start them in Genesis. Break it down for them. Get some of these new Hebrew workbooks for the kids that we had that are out now. We got children's Bibles now. Get on your children now before the school system do it. Right now. Well, one day you're gonna wake up, you're gonna go to work, you're gonna come home, you're gonna go to kiss your child, and your child gonna look at you like, you're gonna have what's wrong. Yeah. Well, first of all, we gotta be honest. I just got this vaccine, and hey Dad, I appreciate y'all, but I like Steve now too. And I'm gonna just be honest with you. Hey, pork is delicious, Pop. Your choice. Your choice.
Yeah, it's lucky.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all, you could wait for Esau to teach your children if you want to. We have man, what's that Maccabees? We have much examples in Maccabees. I think it was first Maccabees. First Maccabees was this 1 and 9. It said, and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves, and so did their sons after them, many years, and evils was multiplied in the earth. When these people took control and started running stuff, evils was multiplied in the earth. So you can't expect nothing to come from these people, man, besides wickedness, besides evil thinking and ways and vile. Say, who's more profane and vile than Esau? This is what you're going to get from them. You can't expect anything different because they always have that way up there. When they really want to show themselves, that's when everything gets nasty and hey, man. Hey, teach your kids, man. Teach your kids. I don't even want to get into no more Esau, man. Just teach your kids, man.
Yeah.
Teach your kids, man.
All right. So with that being said, this has been our lesson for the night. Is there any questions before we get up off of here? Look, 9 bars. I'm gonna tell you right now. Anything stupid, you're getting dismissed. Ding dong, you getting dismissed. We're not here to play games, man. The brothers have been very, very lax with you and allowing you to play around in the chat, but we're not gonna play no games with you right now. All right. Are there any any questions? Any questions in the chat before we shut it down for the night? Give y'all a couple minutes.
And
hey, did you enjoy yourself at the summit, man?
Con, Adawan. Con, man. Hey, I learned stuff there too. I'm just like, yo, that's why I say it's always something I always want to do. You know, I always want to go because I always feel like it was the same to soak up that whole brotherhood. But I went there and I learned something about my country. I'm like, I didn't even know that Togo, that Tobago. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. I didn't know Tobago came from that same word Togo. The connection that people coming from the Ashanti tribe and stuff like that over there. Like, I didn't even know that. You know what I'm saying? But I learned something right there. And it's like this, paying attention and listening, you can catch these type of things and you will learn a lot, Israel. So it's not just for show. It's not just for a good time. It's edification coming out at anywhere. You can have a simple, small conversation. You're learning something. So, you know what I mean? Let's keep your ears open and attend to wisdom, man. That's all I can say. But it was edifying. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I'm mad I ended up having to step out at the end of it. But yeah, I was trying my best. I was trying my best to get to take notes and do all that stuff, man, and hear some stuff. I got a chance to write down a couple things. I
was texting to my wife. I'm texting the call. I'm texting the stuff to my wife. Like I ain't had no pen on me. You know, I had to text stuff. I'm like, yeah, man.
Yeah, but it was a good time, man. I hope 9 bars need to chip you, but don't worry about blocking him because we finna get right up out of it. He ain't important. You don't waste your time trying to block him. He ain't even got to respond to him. Let him have his little moment because he show back up here next week. We lighten him up. Oh, that's on everything. We lighten him up. So, as y'all can see, man, y'all better get a hold of y'all children, man. Y'all better get a hold of y'all children. It is not a game. But as we always say, hey man, Esau want nothing else but to steal, kill, and destroy. Well, the devil want to steal, kill, and destroy. We know who the devil is, man.
That's facts.
He need to steal your kids, he need to kill your kids, he need to destroy your kids, specifically in that order. That's how you want to do it. Hey, look, I'm gonna take them, I'm gonna break them. I'm going to put them back out there so they can destroy the rest of them. That's what he do best.
And they just sit back now, everyone. They got to do nothing because we doing it ourselves now.
We do it ourselves, man. We do it ourselves. Lack of education is a hell of a thing, man. You don't get your kids in this book, they're gonna be at disadvantage. You don't actually educate your kids properly and give them a chance to actually compete in school. If that's where you sending them to, they're gonna be at a disadvantage. Most black men, the statistics say most black men now read at a 4th or 5th grade level. My son's in the 5th grade. How dare you? How dare you tell me that all these intelligent black men that I know, all these intelligent Hebrew Israelites that I know, you say we all reading at a 5th grade level? All right. Let's see if y'all still saying that in about 5-6 years. Let's see if that's how y'all still looking at us. When our children are on the line with us reading, when our children are breaking it down for y'all, let's see if we still at a 5th grade level. Y'all gonna say we're at a 3rd grade level because we breaking stuff down at a higher capacity than you can out of this book. That's what y'all gonna say. Y'all make us look stupid some way, in shape or form. But this has been another Thursday Night Thunder.
All
right, I am Benaiah.
I am Barnabas.
All right, and we are the Sons of Thunder. Let me just say this: it is our heart's prayer and desire that Israel might be saved. Khan.
All right.
Hey, listen. if you want to still, again, if you want to attend Feast of Tabernacles with us, you need to send us an email at sonsofthunderisraelites@gmail.com. If we stay out of space, we will get back to you and we will let you know. We will put you in there. It was a great night, you know what I'm saying, to be able to do this. We just wanted to give y'all something quick for the so that you can get ahead of some things. Please go do your own research on these topics. Go do your own research on what's going on in your kids' school. Please, not for us, but for you, for the sake of your children. Please get ahead of that. Okay. And with that being said, we're gonna say shalom.
Shalom.